I'm checking to see if you can see me real well. All right. Hey, YouTube land. It's been crazy. So I think the last time I did a live video was November. And I just want to apologize. So I got my drink, my coffee. I just want to apologize to everyone for being MIA. It's been crazy. My husband's mom ended up having a heart attack, and then we had to take her in because she needed someone to take care of her. And then my mom got sick, and she fought cancer 10 years ago, and it's possibly rearing its ugly head again. So prayers for our family, please, and apologies, my dogs, for not making any videos. It's not that I don't enjoy making videos, it's just things have been more pressing. Let me let the dogs out, okay? Because they're just gonna bark. I've missed all my friends that would chat with me while I was making soap. Had a lady from New Zealand, had a lady from Australia, just a few people. So I apologize for not being around, and we're gonna get this, we're gonna, just try to get some videos out there. And we've been on TikTok a little bit because I can make a quick video over there, and I can edit it and stuff like that. So let's get started. Rosemary mint goat's milk soap. That's what you came here. You didn't come here to listen to my life stuff. I'm gonna take another drink of my coffee. Set it aside. You want to get you some gloves. If you've never made soap before, please watch soap making videos, especially how to handle lye. Lye can be dangerous. So please wear some protective gear. In the past, especially in the summertime here in Texas when it's 110, I usually wear short sleeves. But the second you get soap batter or lye on your skin, you have to rinse it immediately. You can use water, but vinegar is really good at neutralizing it. I just suggest washing it off really well. Get you some goggles, a face mask, well-ventilated area, closed-toed shoes, apron if you want to not get it on your nice shirts, because I ruin everything. All my nice clothes end up getting stains for me soap making or eating. It's just the way things go. This is my goat's milk. I freeze it in ice cube form because I use so much goat's milk in my soap. We have eczema and sensitive skin, and I started making the soap because there are a lot of goat's milk soaps now, but when I started making soap, there wasn't. And the ones that I found used powdered goat's milk. So I use real goat's milk from our wonderful dairy goats. I have La Mancha Nubian, and I have some of the small Nigerian ones. Well, babies are this big, Nigerians are a little bigger. And then we also have Nubians and Auberhausies, which look like deer, and they're gorgeous. So you want to measure out your ingredients by weight. And we've already got the milk measured out. So I want to show you how to measure your lye. Your lye, I like to use, this is going to look funny. I'm going to turn the scale off. I'm going to put a scale on top of a scale. Since I'm working in portrait mode here, I just wanted to get this, see if this angle kind of works for everybody. Okay, so zero this out. And then this is the lye that I use. Essential Depot. Sorry if it's backwards. Amazing company. And you can buy, when you start making soap like I do in bulk, you can buy their lye in large quantities, and you can get a really great price on shipping. I have my Ingredients, let's see. Up here, you have to measure by weight, like I said before. Let me change that just to ounces. I go ounces and grams, so I'll measure it in ounces, and I'll measure, when I start getting close, I look at the grams. Grams is more accurate, so I just have a little bit in here. And this lye has a little bit of, it's a real fine granule. And so you want to make sure that you're being really careful. It kind of has a static cling to the bottle. So be careful when you're shaking that out. And that's another reason why I like this black here. I can see some of the ones that dropped out right here, and I'm going to wipe that up. Good morning, sweet lady. Sitting here with my breakfast coffee and found you. Yay! I was hoping I would get to see you. Or, well, not see you. You see me. It doesn't show that I have anybody watching. How strange is that? So, I don't know. The YouTube has been crazy. So, and I've been following you as much as I can. I'm not on Instagram too much, but I try to follow you, lady, on Instagram. How is your part of the world? I hope you're doing well. I know it's crazy. I don't know if we could talk about news topics or not, but I don't know if I want to. I want everybody to just be okay. I want the people to be okay and the elites to just stop it. It's just craziness. We're right there. Oh, goodness, I turned a bit over. So, it's good that I went over. I could show you what you do. Let me grab me a tiny spoon. I gotta get it under here. I gotta get my measuring spoon. Let me grab those really quickly. I put them in the wrong area. So, I have a dedicated set. Oh, no. How do I tap this? Can I tap? Oh, I'm hanging there. There we go. Now I can see it. It was disappearing. What a great start. Autumn starting there. It's one of my favorite times of the year. But we're exiting winter. We have possible crazy snow Friday, which I don't want. I want the cold weather, I can't even speak, to go away. So there we go. I went way over there. Okay, so now I'm at where I want to be with my lye. That's a good thing that I measure it in a separate, in the past I used to just sprinkle it over and then, so it is better to measure your lye in a separate container. I hope your husband's doing well. Still not saying I have anybody watching, so it's so weird. So I'm just gonna assume you're there. And I just been really thinking about you and your part of the world, and thinking about your husband, and just pretty much, I just don't know not one person right now facing something. So I just said in the beginning, my mom's cancer is back, and I couldn't even talk about it without starting to cry. Let me make sure there's no lye on this. So, I mean, I'm still upset about it, but I'm going to keep my faith that she's going to kick its butt again, because she did it 10 years ago, and just pray that, she's going to be around a lot longer. So, gotta stay positive. It is really hard when you hear the big C word, because it's scary, and our family has been really affected by that scary cancer word. So several members of our family have either died or survived cancer, and it's just, it's awful. And I just wish we could get rid of it. I hate cancer. Cancer sucks. So, make sure I got all this cleaned off. Now, I'm going to put my milk back on here so you can see me dilute my milk. And I gotta let these little butthead dogs in. Come on, y'all are just crazy. Y'all can't be outside. It's actually pretty. Oh, here we go. I'm still saying no one's watching, and then your comment goes by so fast. Yes. Some days it's good to just be sad and to deal with it. And then some days I'd like to bury myself in as much work as I possibly can to keep my mind off of the sad stuff. So, got me a new spatula. Check this out. We have a giant, I guess it's a big box store where you get the bulk items. It's a bulk item store. We call it Sam's Club. A lot of people have Costco's. I'm not sure what New Zealand has over there, but it's just where you could buy large quantities of things. And they have some utensils, and I was like, yeah, I need that. So I was excited. Now I have another stinky dog wanting to come in. So, and it's hard right now. A lot of people are going through so much, and it's so hard not to think about the state of the world and everything that's going on. But I just have been keeping the faith that things are going to start turning around and things are going to get better for everybody. So, I'm curious to know, since I see videos, but over here, we're not able to, some of our media outlets don't show things over in your neck of the woods. I have to look at independent news sources and stuff like that. So just out of curiosity, do you guys have the convoys like we do? Because Canada started it, then United States started it, and now they're actually meeting with the truckers and the convoy people. So we're hopefully getting some of those things lifted. Let me get this dog. Hold on, don't comment yet. Hold on. Come on! Oh my gosh! Go on! So sorry about that. I don't want her in here while I'm soaping. Come on! Come on! Come on! Let's go! Let's go! Come on! She's a senior dog, and so she's very needy, and I apologize. I have 2 senior dogs, actually. So, anyways, I'm not trying to get political. I just really am curious, kind of like from the people, what's going on. So, I know here they're everywhere. We've seen them, holding lots of signs. If I could have been standing at that overpass when they come through, I would have, but I have little ones, and now, mother-in-law and stuff taken care of. So no convoys that I'm aware of, but we have protesters setting up camp protesting about the regulations over the C word. Yeah. Thank you for saying the C word. So, it is crazy, really, honestly. I think that, for the most part, I know some people were really affected, but the saddest thing that's coming out now is that early treatment, because I know when we got it, You were just sent home and there was no treatment. And then the treatments that they did come up with were actually hurting you and causing more problems. And so now they've come to, I guess, the understanding that some of these doctors with their early treatment weren't allowed to give the early treatments, and they could have saved so many people. So I just think anyone and everyone should have medical freedom. My mother-in-law, she is highly allergic to the craziest things. Adhesives, the flu shot. My son, the flu shot ended up hospitalizing him because we got all of our regular vaccines, but we were just hesitant. And then a few people that we know in our family got it, and some people were fine, and a few people were hospitalized from it, and that's, I don't even know. I'm not trying to get all down the wormhole and off on that. So I just wanted to just see what's going on. Oh, I bet you are. Well, my cousin had I don't want to give too much information, a very important job. She worked really hard to get in this position. She got it, and she was paralyzed. Thankfully, with whatever they're doing, the detox and the things that they're doing is helping, and the seizures are stopping. She was having seizures and all kinds of things. So I don't want to divulge too much of her information or her, what's happening with her, but it's sad. And she was a mom and a wife, and it has really turned their world upside down. So it should just be, she had complications with all kinds of things, and she's, she was just trying to take care of her family and trying to do her, the right thing. So it is what it is. But man, it is just crazy how, I don't know. I just feel like it just should be a no-brainer. It's your choice. So your choices and your freedoms, and it's so freaky to even talk about. And being one of, we're supposed to be one of the freest countries in the world, and we can't even hardly talk about it right now because of fear of being taken down or punished for, misinformation or something. And it's not misinformation when you're just talking about your own experience. So, I don't know. That's just my opinion. So, off on that, by the way, let's, if you want to continue to say things, I'm totally fine with discussing. But let's get back to soap making. So we almost have all this goat's milk melted. It was a pretty big block. It actually froze together. So I'm just really trying, without splashing it up in my face, trying to get it as melted as possible and keep it cool, as the whole purpose of doing it this way is to keep it from scorching the milk. This is just what I do to try to keep all the properties intact as well as I can for this goat's milk. You don't want to lose the vitamins and minerals and the selenium and lactic acid. It's so good for your skin. It really is the only soap that keeps our eczema from being terrible. Now, it doesn't cure eczema for sure, because if I have an allergic reaction to something, it can flare up my eczema. if, you know, sometimes in the summertime, I get too hot working outside, it can irritate my eczema. But this definitely keeps us from having to run to the doctor for a huge outbreak. Oh, well, I feel ya. I'm so behind right now with making soap. I had to buy more molds because I just gotta make as many batches as I possibly can. And between heart doctor, lung doctor, all the doctor visits I'm taking, my mother-in-law too, and then now my mom and stuff, I am just, that's why I haven't been on here. I've been on here since like late November. It was Thanksgiving, right before Thanksgiving. So it is what it is, and I feel terrible to everyone that has subscribed and is looking and asking, and I tried to do a little update, but I don't know how well everyone saw it. So this is pretty much all melted. I still have a few little pieces in here, but time sensitive. It's 1:34. I gotta hurry. I gotta get this done. Talk about time. I don't got time. Okay, so now we're gonna measure out our coconut oil. Get this coconut oil out. I have trouble getting the coconut oil. I actually, the website where I get it from was sold out forever, and I usually get the coconut oil to refill my bucket. Let me just show you. This is heavy. I usually get enough coconut oil to refill my bucket, and it comes in a box and in a bag. Ta-ta! This is a huge 5-gallon bucket. It's like 38 or 40 pounds of coconut oil, and it's a B to open because I don't have a pail opener, so I had to like use a pliers to peel the seal away from the outside so I could just even open this. But buying it in a bucket like this is more expensive than buying it you get it in a big box, and it comes in like a bag, and you can just open up the bag and put it and refill your bucket. Well, I wasn't able to do that, so this bucket is double the cost. Yes, and I did a honey and oat soap, and the very first batch used too much honey. So be careful using too much honey. It can accelerate the soap batter really quickly because the sugars and it just gets really hot, but it does turn the soap a beautiful color. The honey and oat soap that we sell is one of like my faves. I make a lavender and oat, a honey and oat, and the honey and oat is is completely unscented. Got my handy dandy ice cream scoop to scoop out this coconut oil. Let me double check my coconut oil. Got it. I think I'd have it memorized, but I just like to double check. I'm like, is it that much? It's weird it's still saying nobody's watching. I'm glad you're still chatting with me, so I know you're here. But yes, anyways, supplies have been difficult. So even essential oils. I bet you the lavender with honey would be amazing. I make a body butter with honey, and I actually it wasn't a big seller because it was unscented. So I switched it to a cocoa butter, and then everybody that bought the honey bought I can't speak body butter. Everyone that bought that one was messaging me and was like, "Hey, why is this off of your website? Where did it go?" And I was like, "Well, it wasn't a big seller." They're like, "But we like it." So I had enough customers now that have messaged me. I made a small batch for a few, but I think that's one I'm going to bring back because those people that are, with eczema and psoriasis really tell me, and I believe too, that honey is just something that really helps with skin problems. It's something my grandpa, he had polio when he was younger. When my dad was an infant, he almost died from it, and he lost the use of his arms. And so he was really into natural healing and herbs and stuff. So he would fall a lot, not able to catch himself because, you have your arms to catch yourself. Well, with him, he would trip and fall, and he'd get a little scrape or whatever. Sometimes he got hurt pretty bad. And he would have my grandma put honey on his wounds, straight, raw, unfiltered honey, and they always healed. It was amazing. So there's something with it. It's some good stuff. And we started buying local honey. It's a little more expensive, but it supports one of the local beekeepers out here. And I just, I really like to support local businesses. It's great for our small town because we're in a really small town. Okay, now I have all my coconut oil. I'm gonna warm it up, not very long. And yes, I know you don't have to nuke this. You don't have to put it in the microwave. A lot of people are freaky about a microwave. I'm just putting it on for like a minute or two. You could put it on the stove. Put this in a pan, metal pan, put it on the stove. It's whatever you want to do. It's the way I do it, is just 2 minutes in the microwave. I promise. It's not going to hurt. Let me get my giant coconut oil put back up. I buy my lard in a bucket too now. And it's been so hard to find. So it's crazy. Gas is insane too. I don't even know. I don't even want to talk about it almost. It's $4 a gallon and climbing. And it went from Monday. Wait, yeah. My honey comes home from the local honey maker. Ooh, I would love some of that. Heck yeah. I got sidetracked reading your comment. I was going to say something. I don't remember now. Oh, I was talking about gas, which is stupid. But $4 a gallon and climbing. Everything is crazy, inflation and stuff. But I'm going to do my very best to keep making soap. And if it gets too crazy, I'm just going to stick with the basics. What I started with was my lavender. And I started doing the lavender, the honey and oak. You didn't see the intro or anything. This is peppermint oil. And then I have Plant Therapy's rosemary essential oil. And just rule of thumb, rosemary is really strong. So can peppermint. But I want the rosemary to be like a secondary note. So just, I do like, I guess a 2-to-1 ratio. So, if you do like 2 ounces, it'd be 2 ounces of peppermint, 1 ounce of rosemary. Oh my goodness. I can't even complain. That's terrible. California is higher. So here in Texas, we are lucky. Lucky. it is an oil producing state. Even though we've been regulated like no other since 2020. 2020, we were basically told we couldn't produce things. So, but I don't know what we would do because my husband drives a lot. He's a handyman and he drives a lot. So I don't drive a lot, and I can't believe that. That's crazy. And has it been $10? Well, it comes to about $10 a gallon. They are the neediest dogs ever. Has it been like that, or is that just recent? Curious. Olive oil. Okay. And just went up. We're looking at fertilizer for the farm. It's quadrupled. Unfortunately, I guess Russia is one of the biggest fertilizer producers, and we could be in some serious trouble. So it's crazy. Sure miss those mean tweets right about now. I'm gonna drink some coffee. Keep me going. I was up last night. Senior needy dog has to go in and out a billion times. And then my son wasn't feeling very good. There's a little stomach bug going around, so he's in his room resting. Hopefully feeling better. Okay, so I have my, see, almost melted. Not quite all the way melted. We're going to check we're good, about 84. The rest should melt. I want to keep it the 90. We do a cold process, so keep it about 90. Get our olive oil in there. Now, I love a large soap, but I've been making this soap. My honey and oat and my lavender and oat is a large soap because I just really love the creaminess of the large soaps. But lard is not cheap for sure. So those are kind of more, for the people, and our pure and gentle soap for, super sensitive skin or babies and stuff. I also use the lard, but the olive oil, coconut oil, and canola oil is my favorite. It makes a really good moisturizing bar. Now, lavender is very moisturizing, and also lard is very moisturizing, but it also makes it real creamy feeling, and I do like that. But I don't know, I love them both so much. So our basic bars, I wouldn't say basic, but our bars that we make with our fragrance oils and some of our essential oils are made like this. And then the other ones I label lard bars because there's just some weird people that just don't want to use lard. If you look, tallow and lard have several different names. They're in almost every soap you use. So, but I'm not going to argue with people. They want olive oil, and that's what I'm giving them. So, I did make a new batch of soap. I did like a time-lapse video, and I used a fragrance oil that I'd never used before. I've been getting a lot of guys wanting a leather soap. And I'm just like, leather? Really? And so my uncle, several of the men in my family, And then, you know, the country people here, creeping up for the last 6 months. I know I love the lard soap. It's just, I don't know, just to me, the bar even lasts a little longer because it gets so hard, and it gets hard quickly. So I can actually sell them in cure time. The cure time is shortened by like a week, and I like that. So I just, in my personal opinion, I like lard, but so many people don't realize, they're just like, you know, it's not that they're vegan or anything. They don't want to use lard. It's like, okay. And I tried taking, I was going to take lard off the labels and stuff, but not like the ingredient label, like off the front of the label. And I just want people to be out front and say, hey, this has got lard in it. Okay, canola 76.8. It's a lot of canola. The Restaurant Supply didn't have canola in the big, huge thing that I buy either. So I had to buy this from my local box store. Craziness. Absolutely crazy. I guess we're blessed though, because we're not paying $10 a gallon. I still can't get over that. That's just, well, when people should not be complaining, right? Okay, so we got all the oils weighed out that we want. Now I want to do a little bit of green because we are using, oh, hold the phone, back up. I almost forgot the castor oil. The castor oil helps create a nice bubbly bar. It also helps with the bubble factor. So if you're not using castor oil in your soap, I recommend it. And let's see, this is a 12-pound batch. Let me tell you the exact 5.91 ounces or grams. You're right at 167.65. So that's not very much. So castor oil is really thick, if you don't know. I'm sure you soapers know, but it's really thick, and it really does help make a nice bubbly bar. And just because, you know, you buy a bar and it doesn't bubble, it doesn't mean it's not cleaning. It is cleansing, but they're not putting castor oil in it, possibly. And the goat's milk also makes it lather. It's just the fats in the milk just really make it lather. Okay, now I got the the castor oil ready to go in there. And some people, you know, will put their colorants in once they've blended your oils with your lye solution. I like to get a little bit of my oil and put my colorant in there and get it nice. So let's get me a paper towel. Okay. Get it clean. This is Nurture soap. Love it. The micas. This is Green Vibrance. One of my absolute favorite greens. You can put a little less in to make a light green. It just makes the prettiest green, in my opinion. And then I also have, I'm going to say it wrong, Sprunula. Okay. That also makes a nice deep green, but after a while it kind of fades. So be prepared if you use all natural colorant, like all natural powders for colorant. I get ahead of myself, and I'm sorry about that. It's gonna fade. So I haven't tried some of the beet powder. I was worried about beet powder staining your skin. Do you eat beets? We eat beets. I love them. I grow them. I eat them. And I'm just really worried about it staining someone's skin. I'm sure there's a proper dilution on those. So I'm sure if you didn't, same thing with your mica powders or whatever, and your spirulina or whatever, you wouldn't want to use too much. But if you've used beetroot powder, let me know. I want to know if that works. I would love to try it. I think that would be fun to just give it a little try. It probably would be a real pinky, dark pink color, I would think. Okay, so that's good. Get my little whiskey, not the drink. See if I have enough oil in here. I just want to, when I pour the soap in here, this will keep it from having any like little lumps or little spots. Let's get it all incorporated, the whatever's on the side. There we go. All right. So I'm hoping that's green enough. I don't want to go crazy with the green. And then the spirulina, I'll show you what I do with that here in just a second. Put that back here. Let's see, I think I'm done weighing everything. No, I got one more thing to weigh, but I'm going to use my small scale. This scale is a postage scale, and I find that it doesn't get, it's pretty good, but I find my smaller kitchen scale being more accurate when I'm trying to do like smaller measurements. So I want to go this on ounces. I'm going to grab me a little cup to measure my essential oil. I hope you can hear me. I guess I should have tried the earbud. I see everybody putting their earbuds in now. This is not the one I wanted to use. This one is the one I wanted to use. And I forgot. So I'm going to have to order some more peppermint. Plant Therapy is the essential oils I started using. They have the most amazing, strong essential oils, organic. It's in the U.S., so I don't know if you can get that in New Zealand. I'm sure it's probably really expensive for shipping, but I could buy these huge, containers. And I needed to lunch, I'm sorry. These huge containers of essential oils, and it does help with the cost. Now, if you have essential oils, it did fade. Yeah, that's what everybody tells me, and mine did too, but it's still green. It just faded. But I would love to use that. Oh my gosh, I can't even think. It's the blue one, indigo. I would love to try some indigo powder, but I haven't yet. But I want to try indigo powder on my next blue that I use. Back to the essential oils. You buy them in bulk. It's a lot cheaper if you buy in bulk. So if you buy it like this, ooh. Say it with a Kiwi accent. I can tell you, I try to do an English accent and it comes out Australian. I don't know. I'm terrible. I don't want anyone to get mad at me for, I'm not making fun. I love rosemary. Rosemary has a lot of amazing things. It helps with your memory. Rosemary also, there was something I was reading about brain function with rosemary, and I was like, I need that in my life. Oh, I got off subject and I know what I was going to say now. So if you've never used essential oils, you please punch in an essential oil calculator. So I punched in what percentages I wanted to use and how many ounces of soap I was going to use. And it tells you what your maximum dilution rate is and what your minimum. So, you know, if you want a really light scented essential oil soap or you want something really strong, my opinion, use the strongest amount, because if they're going to sit on a shelf for a while, essential oils fade. It's just what it does. That's why so many people use fragrance oils. And if you use a fragrance oil, just make sure it's for soap, not for it's a Bath and Body product, not for candles. I forgot one thing. My kale and clay. One thing. My brain. You just watched Rosemary work on my brain in real time. Just playing. I'm corny. I'm sorry. I got bad jokes. So kaolin clay, bentonite clay. I use kaolin clay because look how white it is. It's not going to color my soap. Here, let me move this out of the way so you can see. So essential oils calculator. Don't forget that it's EOCalc. I think it's eocalc.net. It may have changed. Just type in your search engine essential oil calculator for Bath and Body or for soap, and it'll pop one up and it'll help you calculate it. So anyways, back on using clays, using something to grab on. If I make an oatmeal soap, I don't use very much clay because I don't want the soap to get grainy. You don't want to overuse. And I use roughly a teaspoon, maybe a heaping teaspoon per pound of soap. You know, that's what I use, but you don't want to go over a tablespoon per pound of soap with the clay, because then you could run the risk of the bar being crumbly. So that's a good tip. Get this out of the way. Let's blend this up a little before we put in our milk. How's our time? 2 o'clock. Doing okay. I gotta leave by 3, so I gotta be done by 3. So you just want to make sure there's no like chunks. And also cosmetic grade clays, please. There's some out there that are not. You want it to be a super fine powder. My nose itches. So back on the other reason why I use clays or oatmeal or whatever, it is literally the anchor that's going to keep your fragrance or essential oil lasting longer. And another good tip is, this is a tall enough, but if I were to do it in this and leave it, it'd dump over. That's happened. That's my own personal experience. It's happened to me. Also, when you're pouring your milk or your see my brain, let me smell some of that rosemary, your lye solution, break the fall like so it's not plopping up in your face. That's a really good little tip. See, I got some good little tips. I'm not like fancy camera lady and doing all this editing. Sorry, I have a farm and kids, and I literally have no time. Maybe one day when I'm older, I'll go and I'll edit my videos and make them look more professional. I don't know. Maybe when I'm older, I'll be able to do that kind of stuff. But right now, I have 3 kids, a husband, and taking care of my mom and my husband's mom. I was a busy lady. So apologies for not having super fancy videos, but I appreciate those, especially that have followed me from the get-go. I appreciate you guys being sweet and wonderful. Okay, so I like to blend this kind of low. You want to be careful with the essential oils. Rosemary mint slows it down a little bit. So I'm going to blend this until it's like thin gravy. I like food references, sorry. That's what I do. So, there we go. Move that out of your way. Now, if you have a smaller blender, this one's kind of a commercial grade. If you get a smaller one, you might want to put it on high because it probably, but never lift it up and blend. And if you feel like you've caught some air bubbles, do a little tap. I don't know, but I feel like my allergies. Sorry, my nose is itchy. And you want to put your fragrance oil and essential oils in after you've blended these two together. I should have said that first, sorry. We're almost there. I still see a little at the bottom, a little. Okay, that looks good. So, can you see? Let me scoot it up. Scoot, scoot, scoot. I don't want to spill that. So when I dip my blender in, you can't, it's thick and it's almost leaving a trace. Let's blend it for just a tiny bit more. You want just like a little, it's thick, it's getting thick, but it's a little bit thicker. Just a little. Not too crazy. I don't know what that is. That's good. I like that. It's just barely giving a trace. Can you see that? No, it's not coming in. So when I dip it, you can still see like a little circle. I don't know if you can see that. Sorry. And then we're going to put that over there. I'm going to get my little whisk out of there. Get this green. It's so pretty. Okay. I'm going to see if it's the green that I want. Before I use my stick blender, I just like to mix it by hand. It is a pretty green, but I think I'm gonna need a little bit more. And I had an idea to also save me a little time. I'm going to pour it back in here. I'm going to dye the whole batch green. And then I'm going to take a little out and put the spirulina powder in. So let's do that. We can get this all scrapey scraped. Okay, now I'm going to pour a little bit of that back. Whoop. I actually don't want to get that. Now I got spirulina, and I'm going to mix it. Dark green it is. Then I'm going to take the essential oil, kind of separate it. Oh, it smells so good. Do a quick little zap. Oh, these bars smell so fresh. Last year I had them ready by St. Patrick's Day, and I don't have them by St. Patrick's Day this year, but I have a feeling it'll be okay. That is a pretty green. I like that. Okay, now, leave that right there. Let's try to just mix this. See how green this is? I'm going to zap it because it's got chunks in there. And I don't want no chunks. Okay, I like it. All right. Now I leave it in there and move it on to the side because this is the last little thing that I'm doing. Okay, we got this green over here. I'm going to move this out of my way. I want to pour these where you can see it. So, move these out of the way. These have, I think this is, I don't even know. I was trying to count. I probably make 2 batches a year. And I've been making soap for 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22, 5 years. I can't believe it. Doesn't seem like it. The years have just flown by. So, 10 times. I can't believe it. So about 10 times I've made this batch. And I change kind of how I pour, but I think I like the way I poured it last time. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to what I'm doing. My bad. Hold on. Hold up. Hold the phone. All right. There we go. Now, boop-a-da-boo. Come back over here. Yay, now you can see what I'm doing. I'm sorry about that. I sometimes don't pay attention to the camera. I'm so focused. So I think that it turned out to be the most perfect green. Green Vibrance did this color. Looks so good. And I have about almost 4 pounds of the dark green. And we're going to just do a nice little pour. Kind of some people call it a drop swirl. That's probably the most common, I would call it. I've seen some other soapers call it something else, but they pour it into the mold and then they pour the colors over. It just ends up making this really pretty effect. And I'm just eyeballing. I've gotten pretty good. You could sit here and take these and measure and weigh and get them super exact. But then I run the risk of the soap getting too thick, too fast. So just trying to do this quickly and as level and accurate as I possibly can. I'm going to grab that giant spatula real quick. I just rinsed it off because I don't want to use it wet. Oh, nobody's watching. Well, it's all right. I don't know. This whole time it's been saying nobody's watching, and then it will do 1 or 2. So for those 1 or 2 that are still here, thank you so much. And for those who had to leave, I totally understand. We have lives, so everybody's got lives. And hopefully you can watch this back. And maybe I've helped you, want to make soap. Or if you are a soap maker, I hope that this video has been helpful. Maybe I've done something that you haven't tried before. And that's why I put myself out here and make these videos, because so many videos that I watched, different videos gave me different ideas. And some of them I've incorporated with my soaping. And some of them I could do that, but do this, and it worked better for me. So like these containers. I've seen so many different soaping containers, and for me, for my strength, I can only make about 12 pounds at a time without my arms just giving out. So that's what I do. I could probably make a little bit more, but these giant restaurant containers hold 12 pounds of soap. I could probably do 14. They just hold them so beautifully. And it's just, I probably wouldn't want to do more than 12 in this, because then when you blend it, you run the risk of it coming over the top. And I don't want that. I want enough room for blending. So these, I don't have any affiliate links. I tried that. I just didn't really get any really good clicks on it. It wasn't worth, honestly, my time. I guess I'm not as big as a YouTuber as most people that have the affiliate links. So I guess when I got a bigger channel, maybe. So now, let me get my spirulina powder over here. So this is what the spirulina looks like. I'm saying it wrong. I know I am. Spirulina. Us Texans botching up words. See how thick this is getting? So if I would have waited any longer, it would have just keep getting thicker and thicker. And then we're talking about, you know, gloopy instead of pretty drop swirls. It had been gloopy looking. Okay. Done with that. I'm so happy to have made a batch of soap today. It has been so hard lately to get soap made, but it's almost like therapy. Gets my mind off of things, current events, sad stuff going on in my life, and it just is like therapy. And I try to pour as evenly as possible. Sometimes I come back, do a little back and forth motion. See, this one was already getting thick over here, and it set mainly on the top. No worries though. Now I'll go back, and who needs a little bit more? I'll just go back, give them a little more. And thank you so much, Music Mad, for following me and commenting and being here today. I really have missed you. I will keep you and your husband in my thoughts, well wishes, and prayers. And I hope that you guys over in New Zealand get that $10 a gallon down. That's just crazy. And hope that you guys, you know, everyone that is going through a hard time, it gets better. That's all I wish for. So thank you so much for chatting with me and being here and supporting us and coming back. I'll do my best to make more videos. Almost done. Just cleaning up the edges, and then I'm gonna make sure there's no air bubbles. See if anyone looks uneven. So right now is a good spot. So this one is the only one that looks like it may need a little bit. So best thing you could do, just take a little, put it over here. Take a little from this side, put it over here. And then scrape that off. Then do a little shimmy. It's still nice and fluid, which is what we want. It isn't too thick to work with. There we go. Okay, now, there's several things you could do. You could come in here and do a hanger swirl, which I think I'm going to do, and then do a little of this little skewering. But the hanger swirl, you could use anything you want. I have this little metal piece. It actually goes to a fryer. You pull up the basket. It's stainless steel, so it's not going to do anything. So if you are using something stainless steel, plastic, or whatever. And so literally a hanger swirl is you just go down one side and pop it up to make little things. And you could do it on either side. It'll make real pretty. Some people do like a feather effect. This just kind of gives this little tool a chance to push down some of the color and bring up some of the color, but you don't want to go too crazy with it. So I'm going down the light green and popping up through the dark green. Sorry about that. I've got to see who that is. So, doop and doop. And that's pretty much it. Oh, let's do one more on this side. And then one more on that side. Then, take my handy dandy spatula, scrapey scrapey on anything that's staying. Okay. Now I do the little jiggle thing again. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. I want more light green on this side. I'm gonna see if I could pull some of that light green up. The light green, the dark green is real prevalent. There we go. On that one. It's still thin enough to mess with. Once you start getting it really thick, you want to be careful because then you can cause little air pockets in there. Then you have little holes in your soap. So let's clean up the sides before we do any swirling with our skewer. We're almost done. How long has this been on here? It is. Oh, it does say at the top, 1 hour and 12 minutes. That's not too bad for 12 pounds of soap. Okay, now we get our little swirly action going on. I just do like a little figure 8. Nothing super crazy. Just give it some nice texture. Can you see that? Bye, Dad. Texture. And you could also throw on some rosemary on the top of here. I did that last time. I don't think I'm going to do it this time because with the rosemary on top, if it ever gets to, I want to go around the edge. If it ever gets moist, I hate that word, sorry. A lot of people hate that word. If it ever gets moisture on the top of the soaps, the green, pretty little dried rosemary turns brown. So, and I found that with lavender buds. Texas gets really humid. I put lavender buds on top of my soap, and the moisture and my soap shed, even though I have a dehumidifier, still happened as it gets really hot in the summertime here. And with that humidifier and the air conditioner working, or when it rained, like we had a monsoon rain, no matter what I did, it kind of, the moisture was too high and it turned my lavender buds brown and it looked like mouse turds on top of my soap. So FYI, if you're going to use like flowers or anything like that, make sure you keep it in a dry area. And as soon as your soaps have cured, I would shrink wrap them. They have shrink wrap with corn. They have, all different kinds. So that is my rosemary mint soap. Thank you for watching and commenting. I miss you guys so much. I hope you keep coming back. And if you love these videos, please subscribe to the channel. I have more. And if the lavender looks like rat dropping, but I found a lavender that will dry, stay dark lavender, and hasn't gone. Well, that's awesome. Rose petals even went black for me. Yeah. I did rose petals. See, I didn't even know you're still here. It says no one's watching. Well, I'm glad that you commented. Thank you so much. Yeah, the botanicals on top look beautiful. I'm not saying they don't. And I'm not telling you not to use them. Just FYI, if they get any kind of moisture, they will turn colors, usually brown or black. Rosebuds turn black. I had made some glycerin soaps, and I thought it would be beautiful to put rose petals. I was making heart glycerin soaps, and I put rose petals in, and this was a couple of years ago. They turned black. It was disgusting. So thank you so much. I missed you so much, Music Mad, and all of our followers. I hope everyone does well, and I'm sorry I'm just kind of rambling, but I just want to make sure I fit everything in. Please come back and let me know if there's a certain type of soap that you haven't seen me make. I'm gonna work on a rainbow soap coming soon. Like, it's spring, I want rainbows, I want happy thoughts, and who doesn't love a rainbow? And Nurture's soap has an amazing fragrance oil that smells just like Taste the Rainbow candies. I don't know if I can say their name. And I'm gonna give it a try, and hopefully it smells as good as it does in the bottle as it does in a batch of soap. So thank you so much. Bye. What is this? What is it? Let me see. Will we see the cut? You want to see the cut of the rosemary soap? I will try to do a cut for you. If not here, on our Instagram. So if you're not following us, please follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. It's all under 3H Farms TX. Facebook is now switched to 3H Farms TX Soap Company. We kind of separated the farm and the soap company, so because I put some videos of the kids and stuff on our farm page, and I'm not really wanting some of these weirdos knowing who my children are, just saying. And I don't do TikTok too much except for the cuts and the makes of the soap and stuff like that. So I'm not jig-jagging around on TikTok or whatever. It's just for little fun, cute videos, and they have good music. So, all right. Bye, Music Mad. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. And I pray for everybody. Bye-bye, sweet lady. Bye-bye. Love y'all. Where's the end? I gotta say bye. Bye again. In the South, we say bye a billion times. Bye.